Welcome back to The Manager, presented by Outlier Sports. I'm your host, Gianni Frangella. You might notice today is Thursday. This might not even get posted until Friday. The Giants and the Eagles are currently playing on Thursday Night Football right now in the extra innings of the Dodgers-Phillies, which I'm missing. I'm a Dodgers fan, but I'm dedicated to the craft. Uh, I've been really busy this week, and any other week I probably would have just skipped it, not posted. But this week I had to come back and address a take of mine that I gave last week that a certain fan base was really upset with on TikTok. That being my take about the Philadelphia Eagles being an overachiever, saying that I thought some of these things are going to catch up to them. And I quoted, and I quote, what I said last week was, it could be this week against the Broncos. I also said it could have been all the way down as the Super Bowl, but I said it could be the Broncos. Now, I also picked the Broncos, and then I flipped on them because of superstition, and I stick by it because, I am a superstitious man. But, oh man, I have never felt more vindicated for a take in my life than I did after the Broncos won that game. So I had to come back. I had to come back for this podcast. This is going to be a fun one. We're going to have some fun with this one. Because I posted that clip on TikTok, and it was not well received by the Eagles fan base. In fact, I would say probably the highest comment to view ratio I've ever had on a TikTok video. And within minutes of me posting this video, Go Birds Go has commented on your video. Fly Birds Fly has commented on your video. Go Eagles. Like all of these Philly accounts. I'm like, how did you even find me? I have 150 followers on TikTok. How did you find me? They found me, and they were not happy with what I had to say about their precious birds. And man, oh man, I was right. I won't dig too deep into it. I am going to read off this one comment by TikTok user by the name of Bill. Just Bill. Bill said, "Bro, you realize every team says that when they walk in. Also, the Broncos barely beat the Titans, who suck. Lost to the Chargers, who suck. They lost to Daniel Jones. Only solid win was against the Burrowless Bengals." This part's my favorite. "The amount of ways we're going to smoke your team is going to be hilarious. I can't wait to come watch your But the Refs video after our victory." Well, Bill, if you're watching, I regret to inform you there will be no But the Refs agenda. There will be none. And in fact, it's funny you say that, Bill, because there was a lot of But the Refs from these Eagles fans. And to those fans, I would say, but you blew a 14-point lead, but you gave up 18 points in the fourth quarter. One play does not define the absolute collapse that you had at home in the fourth quarter against a team that was defeated. You blew it. You blew it, plain and simple. You can say what you want about that call. Was it PI? Yeah, probably, but I don't care. I don't care because you blew it. We went in there and we took it from you. So that's all I'm going to say on that. This one's going to be a little bit condensed because my laptop is not working. Struggles of a aspiring podcaster. But we're going to go ahead and go into these matchups for week 6. Giants and Eagles are playing right now. Last I checked, the Giants were up, but I picked the Eagles to win. In fact, I bet on them -6.5. So really, thanks for that, guys. Eagles, Giants, Thursday night, as I mentioned. We have the Broncos and the Jets in London this Sunday. I'm going with the boys, going with the Broncos. Browns at Pittsburgh, give me the Steelers. Cardinals at the Colts, give me the Colts. Chargers at Miami, I'm going to go with the Chargers. I think they get a bounce back win here. And plus, I mean, they really should win this game. They're a better team. Cowboys at Panthers, give me the Cowboys. Patriots at Saints, give me the Patriots. Rams in Baltimore, Rams by a million. We'll talk about the Ravens a little bit later too, but I was right about that as well. As you know, we're starting to enter a nightmare scenario for them. This one was tough. This one, I genuinely thought about for a while, and I'm doing all this on paper, and I changed my pick on here. Uh, Seahawks in Jacksonville against the Jaguars. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. I think the Jaguars are probably, they're a young team. They don't expect to be this good. No one else did, at least. I think they're probably riding a little too high. I'm going to go with the Seahawks. Um, Titans in Las Vegas. Give me the Titans. Give me the Titans. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Titans. It's a little out there, but I'm a bit of a rebel. Um, Niners in Tampa Bay. Give me the Buccaneers, man. Baker's that guy. Bengals playing the Packers in Green Bay. Green Bay by a million. Sunday night game. This is a really good one. Lions playing in Kansas City. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I really like the Lions right now, and you'll see in a second. But I think the Chiefs they're too good to slip to 2-4, and they should have had that game. They're so mentally tough. Mahomes is mentally tough. They bounce back here. They go to 3-3. That's my prediction. Buffalo at Atlanta. Bills for sure. And then the Bears at Washington. Give me the Commanders. So those are my picks for the week. Super Bowl matchup. This has changed. It's been the Bills Packers the last 2 weeks, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 3. I'm going with the Bills Lions now. And to me, I know the Packers beat the Lions, but they really scared me in that Cowboys game. Their defense looked terrible, and it's not that it's going to be like that all the time, but they just showed that they're not perfect. They showed that they can give up a lot of points. And frankly, I mean, between Jordan Love and Jared Goff, it's kind of like, man, either one of these guys could totally collapse in the playoffs. But the Lions look really good. They lost week 1, and I think that was a wake-up call, and they have just dominated every week since. Even this Bengals game, the final score will tell you it was a close game, but it really wasn't. Um, I'm going with Bills Lions right now. And I know I said I'm trying not to change it every week, but honestly, I thought about putting the Lions here last week after that Cowboys game with the Packers. I'm going with the Lions right now. Dark horses. I'm leaving the Chargers on here, even though they've given me 2 really disappointing losses. I mean, I say give me, but I mean, it's good for me as a Broncos fan. But I mean, the Giants one, I mean, that was pathetic. But you could say, well, maybe it's just I don't know. They didn't show up that day. It was a outlier trademark loss, not trademarks. I shouldn't say that. You could say it was just like a random loss. It was a fluke loss. But then, you get the Commanders at home. They're not a bad team, but they're, down some receivers. Jaden Daniels just came back, and they kind of got smoked. I'm keeping them up here because I still think they are a dark horse. But man, I was high on them, and not so much now. Keeping the Rams up here because even though they lost, it was a really entertaining game, and I still think they're a really good team. Their only 2 losses are 2 good teams. And now I'm adding the Buccaneers. You look at it, man, they're 4-1, and granted, all of their wins have been by the skin of their teeth, per my prediction, which I'll get to later. All of their wins been by the skin of their teeth, but their only loss was to the Eagles, and they came back in that game and made it close. I think they can make something happen. I mean, Egbuka is really good. Godwin's probably going to get more into his groove. Evans is going to come back. I think this is a good team that has a chance. I put them in a dark horse category. Am I going to pick them to win the NFC over the Lions, over the Packers, over the Eagles? No. But do I think they're a dark horse that could beat any of those teams, could make the Super Bowl? Absolutely. Absolutely. Overachievers. Had the Eagles on here last week, but I'm going to take them off because I really had them on there because I didn't think they, like, 4-0 I thought it was too glamorous. Like, you see 4-0 and you think they're this mega threat, but I didn't see them as that. I think they were probably like a 3-1 team. 4-1 makes sense to me. I think that's about as good as they are. And some people have said on this TikTok page, like, they should have won all those games. You can look at it like that, but I think in the vacuum of when you judge a team just by their record at face value, they did not live up to 4-0 in terms of how good I thought they actually were. 4-1 though, yeah, I'll give you that. So I'm taking them off here. I'm putting on here a team that I actually like, and I've I think highly of, and I have them in one of my takes that I gave last week, and I'll get to later. Is the Jaguars, and it's kind of for the same reasoning I just gave. They're 4-1, and I do think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're a good team. Do I think they're tied for first record in the AFC? Good? No, I think that's a little much. And so, in that sense, I think they're an overachiever. They could have lost to Kansas City, and I would still say, yeah, I still think they're going to make the playoffs. I still think they're a good team, but and they'd still be 3-2, a game behind the Colts for the division. I wouldn't say they're an overachiever then, but at 4-1, tied for best record in the AFC, tied for best record in all of football. Yeah, I think you're overachieving just a tad. But I still think they're a good team. I still think there's a lot of potential there. Cohen, this new coach, has really got something going for him. So I believe in him, but right now they're overachieving. Underachievers. I had the Ravens on here last week, and I mean, I'm going to keep them on just because I know, like, what did you expect from them? And I did think they were probably going to lose to the Texans. I'm pretty sure I picked the Texans. But seeing how that went for them against a bad team, and there's way more injuries than Lamar. I get that. But if he misses this week, let's see, they play the Rams. Yeah, they're going to lose 100%. And he's not likely to play. I'd probably pick the Rams to win even if he does play. So you move to 1-5. If he plays next week, he's coming back at 1-5. That is not the season you hope for. And they could still, there's a chance they still finish in the playoffs. But I mean, at this point, it's like, man, this is a lost season. This is like kind of what the Bengals have been having. I still think they're, an underachieving team, just being at 1-4. And I'm adding on here the Chiefs because they're 2-3. I mean, I don't think I really even need to explain this one. And I had them on here earlier in the year. You're 2-3. You blew that game against the Jaguars. How the hell did you let Trevor Lawrence get into the end zone like that, bro? And you throw a 99-yard pick six at the 1-yard line. They're not this juggernaut team that does not make these crucial mistakes. And even last year, they would make some, like I said before in earlier podcasts, like last year, Mahomes would make some boneheaded interceptions. But they still found a way to win. They still knew how to win games. They lost as many games in these five weeks as they lost all year last year, spanning from week 1 to the Super Bowl. So yeah, I think you're underachieving big time. You're not in the playoff picture right now. You have Patrick Mahomes underachieving, no question about it. MVP ladder. I can't remember off the top of my head everyone I had last week. I had to put this to paper because again my laptop's not working. I'm keeping Stafford in the 1 spot. I know that they lost, but he's first. He's still like first by a landslide in passing yards, second in passing touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. They're 3-2, and their only 2 losses were to the Eagles and the Niners. Both are good teams. And really, they should have won that Niners game. I mean, Kyron Williams cost them that win, and I'm not going to hold Stafford to that. So I still have him first. I think just when you look at the numbers, you look at how good their team is, he should be the MVP. Number 2, I don't know how I didn't see it sooner. Baker Mayfield. Man, I love this guy. 1,283 yards, 4th in the league in passing yards. 10 touchdowns, tied for 3rd. Only 1 interception, 4-1, and their only loss to the Philadelphia Eagles by 1 possession. Impressive resume. And, I mean, I don't see any reason why he shouldn't be this high, given the year they're having, given the way they're winning these games, the heroic fashion. I said this about Herbert earlier in the year after that Broncos game, but there's something to be said about the way you win games, the fashion in which you do it. When you have these heroic moments, these oh my God, how did he do that? How does he always do? How does he keep doing it? When you have those type of moments, it means something in retrospect to winning an MVP and to winning an award. MVP moments is typically what they're called. I think Baker's already had one or two of those. So yeah, he's got to be in this discussion. Number three, Josh Allen. I know they lost, but his resume, like just statistically, is among the best. He's got 1,217 passing yards, which is ninth, 9 touchdowns, which is seventh, 2 interceptions, but he's also got 212 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns, one loss. Game they should have won, but still, I got him third. Fourth, I got Jared Goff, 1,187 passing yards, which is 10th, 12 touchdowns, was actually first in the league. 2 interceptions, 4-1. This is kind of some wild names have jumped up on this list, but genuinely, you look at your typicals. Besides Josh Allen, Mahomes not having MVP resume right now. Lamar's basically out of the picture at this point. Burrow's obviously not in there. So of your usual suspects, Josh Allen's the only one that really makes sense. Everything else is kind of, you have to welcome in these newcomers: Stafford, Baker, Goff. Um, so that's my mindset on it. We're not going to be doing stars of the week, surprise stars of the week. I'm doing this on paper, and I really, like I said, I've been busy this week. I didn't have the time. Predictions and takes. I'm not adding anything new, but we're just going to go over this. I was really confident about this one when I gave it, and the week after, and even last week, the Chargers winning the AFC West and making the AFC Championship. They're still in the lead of the AFC West right now, but I'm so much less confident in them because they've had 2 losses that, in my opinion, were games they should have won. You can argue the Commanders won, but you're at home. I still think you're arguably better than this team, and they were shorthanded. And this is coming after you lost, like had a kind of embarrassing loss to a rookie quarterback and a rookie running back who was without their star wide receiver, and they're just a bad team in general. That's an embarrassing loss. And you follow that up with kind of getting it taken to you at home against a team that you're better than. Really not as stout of a threat as I thought. I still think all of these things can happen. I mean, like the Broncos, we're tied with them now, and I do think we should go on a run. We have an easy stretch of games coming up. But I'm not going to pretend like things shifted so quickly. I still think this is the Chargers division to lose. Um, As far as them making the AFC Championship, again, that's like a total throw up. You have no idea, especially with the way the playoff bracket looks right now. I mean, there's no Chiefs, there's no Ravens. Like it's there's the Colts, the Jaguars. It's just it's wild. It's weird. It's these teams that you don't expect to see there. So who knows what's going to happen? The Colts have a bye week right now. I can't really. I'm not going to speak to the AFC Championship thing. I still think they can win the AFC West. I still think they should win the AFC West. Buccaneers win several more games like this. This will go down as like one of my best takes because they've yet to win a game not like this and by this I mean a clutch game, just a clutch performance that comes down to the wire. It's all they know how to do at this point. Um, and then last week I introduced the Jags and Colts both make the playoffs, which aged really well over the week because they're both tied for first in the AFC, first in the league. And the Jags had a really impressive win. And when you think about it, they are a miraculous Jake Browning ending to week 2 from being 5-0. And I say miraculous because you look at the way the rest of these Jake Browning games have gone. The fact that he was able to win a game, throw touchdowns, not be a total disaster, that's a miracle. Um, and now Joe Flacco's there. I'm interested to see how that goes. And as an owner of Chase Brown and T. Higgins, I'm really hopeful that it changes things and that Flacco can pump some life. Do I think they're going to be anywhere near what they would be with Joe Burrow? Absolutely not. Not even close. Are they going to be better than do I think they're going to be better than what they were with Jake Browning? 100%. Absolutely. What that looks like, I don't know. They have a really brutal opening week to try this out against the Packers in Green Bay. But I mean, Flacco did it once. He beat the Packers once this year already. So who knows? I just think he throws the ball a lot. He gets it downfield. He doesn't throw a bunch of interceptions. He's a seasoned quarterback. He's not going to light you up. I mean, I don't think at this stage in his career and jumping into an offense week one is he going to light them up, but he can make some things happen. Speaking specifically to like fantasy viability of their players, if you own any of the Bengals players, this was huge for you because it gave you hope. It doesn't mean it's necessarily going to fix the problem, but oh my God, it has to be better than what it was with Jake Browning. So we'll see how that goes for the Bengals. This is all I got for you. I know it's a short video, short pod, but again, I really just had to get back on here to, you know, rain it down on these Eagles fans. If there's any of them listening, I got a couple buddies who are Eagles fans. We'll see if they watch this. But this has been the manager. I'm gonna try and be on normal time next week. And I gotta go watch. I gotta go see what happened with the Dodgers and the Phillies. And I'm gonna go watch the rest of Thursday Night Football. Uh, I had Theo Johnson first touchdown of the game. Did not happen. I had Eagles spread in my parlay and a straight bet, and it is. I don't think that's going to happen. I have no idea what the score is right now, so maybe it changed. But nonetheless, thank you for tuning in to the Manager, presented by Outlier Sports. I'm your host, Gianni Frangella. Hope you have a great rest of your day.